This video presentation will be about converting a fraction to a percent. There are two ways, well, there are at least two ways this can be done. Okay, so we're going to call this method 1. Achieve a denominator of 100. Okay. If possible. Okay. Here, the original denominator must be a factor of 100. And then afterwards, now you write down the numerator, then the percentage sign. We'll go to an example of method 1. Convert (14 over 20) into a percentage. Into a percentage, un porcentaje or percent per 100. Now you will notice that 14 over 20 now, has a denominator of 20. And that denominator of 20 is a factor of 100. Okay? 20 can go into 100. How many times can 20 go into 100? How many 20s are there in 100? So clearly we can see that we need 5 20s to get 100. Okay? A 20 and a 20 and a 20 and a 20 and a 20 will give us 100. Okay? So therefore now, if we multiply 20 by 5, if we multiply 20 by 5, we're going to get 100. Now, the multiplication, if we multiply the denominator by a number, for the fraction to remain the same, we have to multiply the numerator by that same number. Okay? So therefore now, we know for sure that 20 by 5 is 100, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for the 100. Now, what is 14 by 5? Please don't use the calculator. So as you can see, 14 by 5, or 5 times 14 is 70. Yes? So therefore now, 14 over 20 becomes 70 over 100. Now, once your denominator is 100, as this step says, you can write down the numerator, which is 70, and then the percentage sign. So 14 over 20 is 70%. So that's one way of converting a fraction to a percentage. Very easily done when the denominator is a factor of 100. Now, what if the denominator is not a factor of 100? So let's check method number 2. Method number 2 what you simply do is multiply the fraction by 100%. Pay attention that I did not say multiply the fraction by 100. Multiply the fraction by 100%. And if you look very carefully, 100% is actually 1. A lot of persons don't just have oversight this, but 100% is equal to 1. Now, method 2 now, here it is. This is method 1. Let's put it in bold. And here's method 2. Method 2 is very simple. It says simply multiply the fraction by 100%. So I wanted to draw attention to the 100%. Okay, bear in mind 100% is just another way of writing 1, 100% is 1. Let's prove it. We know that 97% is 97 over 100. 70% is 70 over 100. 99% is 99 over 100. What is 100%? By the same trend of thought, by the same argument, 100% is equal to 100 over 100. By the same token, okay, because that line and 2 circles is another 100. That's just another way of writing 100, but you just have to go under. That's the per 100%. So that type of 100 have to go under, and that 100 there now say on top. So 100% is 100 over 100, and 100 over 100 is so 100% is actually 1. Okay. Always remember that line and 2 circles is percent per 100, meaning divide by 100. So that means that whenever you see that, anything that you have to do is to write 100 under the number that is there. Whatever number is there, it could be 99 million%, 99 million over 100. 2,000%, 2,000 over 100. 1%, 1 over 100. 0.5%, 0.5 over 100. 100%, 100 over 100, which is 1. So you are multiplying the fraction by 100%, you're multiplying the fraction by 1. So that means you're not really changing the number, you're just going to write it a different way. So let's analyze an example. So example 2, we are going to convert 12 over 15 into a percentage. As you can clearly see, 15 is not a factor of 100. 15 cannot go into 100 exactly. They have to have a remainder. Okay. There isn't a whole number we can multiply 15 by and to get 100. So therefore now, method number 1 does not really apply to this fraction. So we have to multiply 12 over 15 by 100%. Okay. Meaning we are going to multiply by 1. So we're not really changing 12 over 15. If we multiply 12 over 15 by 100, we're going to get a new number. But we are multiplying 12 over 15 by 1, written as 100%. So what we can do now, we can just slide this 100% a little away and focus on the multiplication by 100. Okay? So this now is the same as, and that's what is commonly done. A lot of times, most of the times, we do not put the percent where we simply say multiply by 100. And after in the final answer, then we just stick the percentage sign, you know, in our final answer, which is okay, because once the final answer have the percentage sign, that's okay. All right, but really and truly, you are multiplying by 100%. So let's focus on the 12 over 15 times 100. So now let's put 100 over 1, make it look like we are multiplying by two fractions. So when you're multiplying by two fractions, you multiply. Okay, how do we multiply two fractions? So if we have to multiply 12 over 15 by 100 over 1, that will be 12 times 100 over 15 times 1. And 12 times 100, that will be 1,200 divided by 15. Now, I would like you to know, let us divide 1,200 by 15. So please do that. So therefore, now we have to divide 1,200 by 15. So that will be 80%. So that's method 2. You simply multiply by 100%.